Hey everybody, Duane Inglin with the Outdoor Line, and you know, it's a couple days before opening day of trout season, and we get a lot of questions on what's the proper way to fish dough bait. Now, I use a lot of the Pautzke's new fire bait. It's a dough bait, obviously made by Pautke's, and it comes in about 13 different colors and different scents. One of the main ingredients in here is krill. Very much resembles the fish food these trout are fed at the hatcheries when they're raised, so it makes sense to use it. Now, one of the biggest mistakes people will make when using fire bait or dough bait is they fish it under a float suspended, and that doesn't work. This actually floats. So I'm going to show you a couple things that you need to remember how to properly fish the dough bait, and you're going to have good success. One thing you want to do is just take a nice little piece out here, about the size of a dime or so. Doesn't have to be real big. Mold that into a little ball. Now I like to put this on a nice little treble hook. Okay, this is a size 12 treble hook. The reason I put this on a treble hook, if I use a single egg hook or a single worm hook, you mold that little ball of bait around there on that single hook. When the fish start pecking at it, they tend to knock it off and it floats away. You don't get your hook into the fish. So use a nice little size 12 treble hook. We're just gonna kind of mold this around the hook here. Right on top of it, I like to leave just a barb or two sticking out so that you get something into the fish. Alright, so there it is on the hook. That's going to do well. I fished that on a 2 to 3, 4 foot leader, whatever you want to use. Depends on where you're marking fish and how far off the bottom they're suspended. So I'm going to run that on my leader. That just goes to a barrel swivel and a sliding egg sinker. Use anywhere between a 1/4 and 1/2 ounce sliding egg sinker. I put a bead on there so when that line slides through, or that weight slides down the main line, it doesn't beat up the knot on the swivel. And so that just goes on up to the main line. And the way this works is I cast this out, leaving my bail open on my rod, allow the line to pull off of the reel, let the egg sinker sink to the bottom, and then as that sits on the bottom, this dough bait, because it's so buoyant, it's going to float up whatever the length of leader I've allowed, so 2 to 4 feet off the bottom, and you're going to find those fish suspended. That's the proper way to fish your dough bait. Sliding egg sinker, don't forget your bead, put it on a size 12 treble hook, and you're hopefully going to have good success.